First of all, I would like to introduce the CEO of Cybaero, which is a company that provides unmanned helicopters known as UAVs on an international market, with close ties to Mjärdevi Science Park. Mikael Hult.
Thank you, and thanks for having me here. Actually, I just almost live next door. We have the office on the other side of the wall, so everybody's invited for a small tour after this seminar in the evening or afternoon. A couple of words about myself, if I can get this working. I was introduced by Christian as a recycled entrepreneur. I think I should change that. Actually, it's better than serial entrepreneur. I've started a couple of companies, none of them really successful yet. But I've been also moving over to the innovation system, so I'm also a serial bureaucrat. I'm one of the founders of the incubator that Christian is now running. Before that, I was working together with Sten Gunnar as a business advisor in the park. Later on, I was also nationally responsible for the development of the business incubators in Sweden. And for 1.5 years, I was also working together with Magnus, that will speak later on today, as a project manager working with development of science parks in Sweden in general, and also trying to start seed capital funds, regional funds in Sweden. And I'm actually also a business angel. I've invested in a couple of small startup companies that has been, well, some of them has been quite successful. Actually, the first company I had the privilege to invest in as an investment manager in '97 was creActive. That 8 years later was bought by Motorola for 800 million Swedish crowns, and now it's part of Aris that you will hear after me. But most of all, at the moment, I'm CEO for Cybaero. Karin told you what we're doing. I have a small, very short video explaining a bit better what or how it looks like when we operate. It is an internal video for our staff, but you have the privilege now to be part of seeing it. But it's mainly because we were a team of 7 that went to China last summer for demo flights, and when we came back, we had to tell them what we had been doing. So if we get the video running. So that's what we do. We are, since 2 years, a tenant in the science park. If I get a really long perspective, running my first startup in the center of Linköping in the beginning of the 80s, I never understood why there was so much emphasis and hugging and kissing for the companies that, the few companies that actually was placed here in this mud. Until I started to work here, which was in '97. Cybaero was actually also placed here in the beginning from '96, then moved to another park in Linköping, and after that we moved to an airfield, hoping to be able to fly there, but we weren't allowed by the authorities. So then 2 years ago we moved here, and now things are really taking off. So we're one of the, I would say, most exciting companies in not just Mjärdevi, but also in Sweden. We are listed, so you can buy shares in us. I'm not marking the share at all. At the moment, as I said, we're just next door. We're expanding the premises. When I started this job, again, this is my second round as CEO in the company. I was CEO for 2004 to 2010. And a year ago I was hired back as CEO. Then we were 20 employees. Today we're 50, and last week we announced 8 new positions. Thank you. And we will expand from there as well. So a couple of words about science parks. As I said, I never understood all the hugging and kissing for the companies until I was here myself. So the benefits of being a tenant in a science park, or actually I would call it being part of the A-team, because the companies in the science park, they are the A-team in the city. So attention, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, and all this is from the top of my head. You do get a lot of attention being a tenant in a science park. There is always new study groups, visitors from nearby and from abroad. We get a lot of ambassadors coming here to visit, not just us, but to the science park, and sometimes we're lucky to have them in the program, or that we are in the program. We also get a lot of media interest. So the science park is very important for a company like us to be in, because the science park attracts media, and if we're part of the science park, then we can attract part of that media, which is very exciting for us. The second A is the attraction. It is, even though this is or was a piece of land or mud or farming land, it is now very interesting, and it's quite easy to recruit new employees to Mjärdevi Science Park. We're not downtown, but we're close enough, and there's free parking, which I would say is one advantage. So please don't, no payment of parking in the future. This is one opportunity, even though we shouldn't take the cars to jobs, but we do. The third A, acknowledgement. Being a member in a science park is actually that you are a state-of-the-art company, and you're considered one of the best performers in the city, in the country, or even in the segment in the world. So you're a good quality company, and that is also very important for us to be part of. So the benefits of being a tenant: attention, attraction, acknowledgement. And finally, some additional thoughts. Closeness to state-of-the-art knowledge. That is, I would say, almost the most important thing. Closeness to the university. It's within comfortable walking distance, which enables us to start research groups, research projects together with professors and researchers and students, which is very important. Also, the closeness to other companies in the park is very important. We can easily meet, just a phone call or an email, and we meet within a couple of minutes. And, of course, the business incubator. Actually, you were a bit... you didn't get any ovations for the listing. You were actually announced as #1 in this survey, right? I think that's worth a... You're doing a good job, great job. And last but not least, access to meeting places, which is, some of you have already mentioned that. Meet at Mjärdevi, a terrific event that gives us an opportunity to meet other companies and also students and other persons. creActive, this place, is also for us extremely interesting and important. Not just that we are close by, but the setup is very interesting and valuable. And last but not least, the queues to the restaurants. That's where the spontaneous meetings are, and we actually do get a lot of interesting meetings waiting for the daily food. They shouldn't be that long, or as long as they are at the moment, though, but I think Mjärdevi Science Park is working on that. The restaurant will reopen after New Year, I think. So that's all. If you want to contact me, give me a call or email or whatever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikael. I'm sure you will be run down by people eager to see your business. Living proof of the value of a science park, is it not? Also, the importance of acknowledgement as an additional value to companies is interesting too. It builds brand, and it's a quality guarantee or trademark. Very good.